I want to talk to the woman who is exhausted from trying. You've read all the books, you've softened your tone, you've given space, you've initiated the hard conversations, and somehow it feels like the harder you try, the worse it gets. More shutdown, more tension, more distance. And you're left thinking, how can caring this much still be wrong? I have been there. There was a season in my own marriage where I believed it was my responsibility to keep momentum going. If I didn't bring it up, it wouldn't get addressed. If I didn't push for growth, nothing would change. If I didn't initiate therapy conversations, we'd stay stuck. So I pushed gently, lovingly, but consistently. And do you want to know what happened? He shut down more. He got defensive faster. He started avoiding harder. And it felt like I was failing at the very thing I was trying to protect. What I didn't understand was this: I had stepped into managing his healing. And when one partner becomes the manager, the other often becomes resistant. Not because they don't care, but because their nervous systems feel exposed. You can approach something calmly and respectfully, but if his body interprets it as a threat, criticism, inadequacy, failure, his reaction is going to be survival based. And when you don't understand that, you start turning inward. Maybe I'm too pushy. Maybe I need to back off. Maybe I'm bringing this up wrong. And slowly, you start shrinking. In many trauma impacted marriages, a nervous system pattern forms. Sometimes it looks like this: one partner pursues connection, clarity, and resolution, where the other partner withdraws, shuts down, or avoids. The more one pushes, the more the other retreats. But sometimes it can actually look different. Sometimes one gets angry, defensive, reactive, and then the other one is the one who shuts down. You stop bringing things up. You avoid hard conversations. You go quiet because it feels safer. And over time, distance is just growing. Different behaviors, but the same underlying issue. Two nervous systems reacting to perceived threat. This is not about one person being the problem. It's about a pattern running both of you. Let that breathe. When you don't understand the pattern, you assume it's a personality flaw. I'm too much. He's too sensitive. I'm too avoidant. He's too angry. But underneath it all, you guys, it's protection. Now, real support isn't managing. Real support looks like regulating yourself before engaging, expressing your needs clearly without chasing, allowing silence without scrambling to fix it, setting boundaries around disrespect, and letting him own his growth. You cannot work harder than someone else is willing to work. And when you stop over functioning, you create space for shared responsibility. If you feel like you are trying harder and it keeps backfiring, ask yourself, am I supporting or am I compensating? Because love does not require you to carry someone else's healing. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is to step out of the manager role. Now, before we close, I want to give you something really practical. If you recognize yourself in either side of that dynamic, whether you're the one pursuing and he shuts down, or he gets angry and defensive and you find yourself avoiding going quiet or emotionally checking out, that's not random. It's a nervous system pattern. And until you can name the pattern, you keep trying to fix it by changing your personality instead of changing your approach. And that is exactly why I created a free quiz. It's called The 9 Patterns Keeping You Apart. Which one is running your relationship? And it will help you identify the specific dynamic you're stuck in your relationship and give you clear next steps for what to do instead. Go to daniellesebastian.com/find-your-pattern, because this isn't about who's right or who's wrong. It's about understanding what's actually happening beneath the surface. And that is where clarity and change begins.